If you think it is sad for fragrance collectors to specify fragrances as being autumn specific, then you are wrong. You have not lived, my friend. You will realize soon enough that fragrances can definitely be specified for one of the 4 particular seasons. There are fragrances, of course, most overlap and go to several different seasons, but there are some that when you smell them, you will know in your own brain that these are designed specifically for the mood of the weather. So autumn, we all associated with falling leaves, browning, and we got coziness, we got cafes, snuggling up to loved ones. You associate things like pumpkin spice lattes with this season. So to help you guys out with this season, I know this video is a little bit late. I wanted to create for you a 4 fragrance well-rounded collection for the autumn time to make you feel like you are wearing the perfect fragrances for this season. And we'll throw in a bonus 5th one as well. Guys, if you're unaware, Mr. Majestic Atrium's next fragrance that is perfect for the autumn, winter and springtime is going to be released as a pre-order only item. So you can only buy it in the 5-day period in the last week of October. That's the only time you can ever buy this fragrance. So make sure you are notified in the link down below. If you sign your email up, you'll be notified to be one of the first people to know when it's available, to make sure you get one of 500 limited bottles. That's the maximum number of bottles we are doing. So good luck. In a well-rounded collection, you need to have a good variety of styles and categorization. This video is meant to be educational, to give you guys more education about different categories of fragrances. So those are the usual 5 we discussed on Atrium, for example. The versatile dumb reach fragrance that can work on any occasion. We have the seductive or reserved date night fragrance you wear in the evening. You have the loud head turner for debauchery. That's what Mr. Majestic is about. Then you have something for the office, a professional fragrance you can wear that's inoffensive and safe. And then finally, you'd have a summer or springtime fragrance, something with warm weather, but we're going to replace that for something else in this video. What makes a perfect autumn fragrance? How do I classify these fragrances as autumn scents? In my opinion, autumn, of course, is going to be a fragrance DNA that is in between the light freshness of summer fragrances and the heavy intensity of winter scents. If you're like me and you don't like fragrances that are intensely sweet, things that go super heavy on vanilla like Spicebomb Extreme, that's very obvious for the winter time, then you're going to love this season. I love fragrances that are more balanced, and in autumn time you need balance in here. You need something that gives overall a fresh DNA because the weather isn't that cold and intense, but at the same time it's getting more cozy. You need to add some warmth in fragrances, and that's what this video is all about. Giving you guys an idea of all the different fragrance notes that give you warmth in a DNA. What is warmth? Basically, it's things that are just not too sweet but give a sort of coziness and lovability to a fragrance DNA. Sort of going to a more sweet scent, but it's nothing intense like vanilla, nothing one-dimensional. It gives complexity and interest, and that's why I like about autumn fragrances. So let's start off with the categories and I'll show you what I mean. Xerjoff Uden for your versatile fragrance. So this is a light, fresh citrus fragrance. So it approaches that fresh aspect I was talking about, but then it gets warmed out with these heavy woods, some coffee and some rum. So a citrus coffee rum fragrance is extremely unique. Xerjoff Uden is a masterclass in perfumery. If you don't know, guys, this is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. This got gifted to me by Max Aroma for transparency, but hey, I would have 100% bought this anyways full price. I would not have minded at all because it's worth it. As I said, it's got creativity, it's unique, and it's very versatile. This is just a fresh grab and go fragrance that makes it smell extremely expensive. Xerjoff Uden is really elegant in a bottle. It's like a bright, ambery, rummy coffee kind of fragrance, which is very interesting for a fresh fragrance. Coffee, you just won't associate that with any other season in the year. If you had to pick coffee in your fragrance, which season would you use that for? This is what I mean, guys. You would usually say autumn because it just is a note. There are fragrance DNAs out there that are just associated or perfectly compatible with certain seasons. Xerjoff Uden is long-lasting, 8 hours with a medium amount of projection, expensive smelling, unique, creative. It is a beautiful fragrance and it's a great way to get into coffee because it's not particularly strong in coffee. It doesn't smell like a gourmand. It just smells like a unique, balanced, fresh fragrance. So if you want something elegant and bright that fits perfectly in the autumn season, then I would say Uden. Do you guys agree or disagree? By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video so far and you watch our videos regularly, make sure you consider subscribing. I think our latest statistics show that about 29% of you who view our videos are subscribed, which is a shame because I would love for that number to go to 40%, guys. If you really want to help our channel grow and spread the word about our fragrance channel, then click subscribe. It really helps us to grow as a brand, and I'd really appreciate that, guys. Then for the office category, I will use this as an example of using amber as something that gives warmth without going into intense sweetness. So actually, amber is not a real note. It's actually an imaginary accord. So if you see amber resin in real life, it doesn't actually have its own scent, but perfumers a long time ago decided to kind of recreate an imaginative I don't know, concept of amber. So amber is usually labdanum with a musk and vanillin in the fragrance compound. So it's those three ingredients usually. I'm simplifying the accord, but that's usually what you get. So amber is sort of like the less intense version of vanilla. It's more like a glowing, clean, warm note in perfumery. Let's stop waffling. This is the fragrance I'm referring to. Dior's Eau Sauvage, the Parfum. Not the 60s fragrance, this is the Parfum released in 2017. A very modern, sexy, and mature man's office fragrance. Masterpiece, 10 out of 10 again as well. Actually, I think pretty much all of these can be, I don't know, they're all very highly rated in this video. But this is an extremely intense, sweet barbershop scent. Sweet in terms of being very sweet for a barbershop scent, but overall still a fresh fragrance. But it's warm. It is a citrus barbershop scent with a lot of lavender. It's sort of old school, but brought into modern times with this warm amber. It's very intense, very beautiful. Again, elegant and expensive smelling. This has a density and strength to it. It gives me good projection, medium to loud projection. If you're gonna wear this in the office, 2 sprays only in my opinion. It projects so nicely. It's 12 to 14 hour longevity. It's a beast mode of a performer, but it still smells very professional. So I definitely recommend you check this out if you haven't already. How else can you add warmth to a fragrance in other ways? I would say the note of honey does this. Again, it's sort of like an edible, interesting, unique note that doesn't go too sweet, but gives you a very interesting character to your fragrance DNA. For the date night category, or just for dating in general, this is a great fragrance to go for. L'Envol de Cartier, this is the Eau de Toilette. You can go for the Eau de Parfum as well, but I've got the Eau de Toilette here. It is quite a simple orange, citrus, light musks, and honey fragrance. It is, again, kind of like Uden, but more romantic, sweet, and sexy in my opinion. This is sort of like a very safe, romantic dating scent in my opinion. It's very classy. Cartier always do classy fragrances, but this is one of the more easy to access fragrances. All this stuff can be quite challenging, but this is a really sexy and easy way to get into the note of honey, which adds warmth to fragrance DNAs, as I said, and I think this fits perfectly into the autumn time. For the head turner category, I don't own a bottle of this, but I had a sample, is gonna be Spicebomb Infrared, the Eau de Parfum. Loud, intense spiciness. So infrared as a line in general took the original Spicebomb and made it a little bit more interesting. So that has spices and vanilla. Now they've added some red fruits as well. So it has its own unique sexiness to it with that fruity DNA. But overall, the whole lesson of this fragrance being in here is that you can add warmth to your fragrance DNA through spices. There are some vanilla notes in here as well, but it's mainly a spicy scent. Infrared Eau de Parfum is like 10 hours longevity with medium to loud projection. It's a sexy, safe DNA that'll get you noticed, get you attention, but it's modern and new, and I think it's one of the better releases from Spicebomb overall. It might be the best release actually currently right now in the line. And I've thrown an extra scent because there's no spring or summer category here for this video, but I say if you want like a light, fresh scent that you can wear in the gym or like casually for groceries, or if Uden's just too expensive, for example, to wear as your dumb reach, you can go for Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Fresh, minty, creamy, musky mandarin in here, and it has a lot of tonka. Tonka is another example of adding warmth to your fragrance. It's a nice alternative to vanilla. Tonka has some sweetness to it, but it's got this like hayness, like hay-like quality a lot of perfumers say it smells like, with a creamy character to it. So it's creamy, warm, sweet, but not annoyingly sweet. It's almost like a sweet lotion rather than an edible vanilla that you get with intense winter fragrances. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme is an all year round scent, but I think because of that tonka, as I'm saying again, you want a light, fresh, sporty scent for the autumn time, but you want that warmth to go into the autumn weather, Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme does it for me. And what do you guys think? Do you agree that all these fragrances are perfectly suited to the autumn time? Do you agree or disagree with my categorization and my rationale as to how a fragrance should be considered to be an autumn scent? Us fragrance reviewers are not some magical beings that have all the answers, guys. So if you agree or disagree with our opinions, let us know. Hopefully I've put out my rationale nice and clear for you today in this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out our previous videos on autumn fragrances, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.